What up, everybody? Welcome into Studio de Jeffrey. It's nice to see you guys. Asmodeus said, I hope you have some good news for a change. I do have good news for a change. I mean, if you just want news about me, I have good news. If you want good news about the Cowboys, I don't know. I guess it just depends on your perspective. But I do want to make a couple announcements before we talk about the Cowboys Draft Commandments, courtesy of my guy KD Drummond at the Cowboys Wire. He's a badass. Music ? I can tempt fate. Last time that I played this, they took my monetization and didn't let me make money on a video. Let me try it again. But there, I'm only going to go that long. See what happens. I'm tempting fate. Yeah, I'm not announcing that, but yeah, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube is cool. Thank you to everybody who watches on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. You're all badasses. And because people watch, I've recently partnered with this company, Believe, who are awesome. It's like a network for creators, and they partner with different people who kick ass, and then you have a good time. And because of that, are you ready for a real deal live spot from Jeff Kavanaugh? Our partners at Bet Online continue to be the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, even next season's futures. Don't forget MLB is back as well. So if you want to pick the Rangers to win the World Series, I'd imagine you can get great odds. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use the promo code BELIEVE, that is BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. I'm a parlay guy myself. I like to bet $2 at a time and try to get rich. That's my strategy. Now, you guys know our rules. Don't you go out there wagering things you can't afford to lose, but let's all go put down $2 and try to make $1 million. Good morning, Jacob Dedamore. Nice to see you. Any chance the Cowboys trade up from James Best in the Supers? You could. Only problem is that, announcement number 2 is Ben Rogers has entered the chat on Facebook. Announcement number 2. I'll be on the Ben and Skin Show this week and next week from 2 to 5 on 97.1 The Eagle. Christina Ray is on vacation or researching something in Italy, and Skin Wade is battling his way back from the radiations. And I know that Ben and KT, it's a real struggle bus if you leave those two alone. So I'm going to go help for a couple of weeks. This draft feels stale. Wake me up, Jeffrey. What's going to excite me? Well, let's do the draft commandments now. James, to your point, any chance the Cowboys trade up? Sure. The Cowboys don't mind trading in the first round at all. They're down for that. It's just a matter of what exactly are you going up for? And this is a weird draft for that. So we'll do the Cowboys Draft Commandments and see if any of that lines up with somebody to trade up for. Thanks to KD Drummond. She is researching Mike Soroy, who's a sweet, sweet man. KD Drummond, Cowboys Wire. I'll put the link in the description so you can follow his work. KD Drummond's my dude. He's a freaking genius. He's amazing at contract stuff. When a guy signs a contract, he'll tell you exactly what it's going to look like before it goes up on like overthecap.com. He knows his stuff. Thou shalt not covet small school players. That is number one, which is real hurtful to me personally because all I want in the world is Sky Moore. They used to take some small school guys back in the day, but since Will McClay has become the man, not so much. They take mostly Power 5 guys, some group of 5 guys, and that is about it outside of Ben DiNucci, who's Mike McCarthy just doing wild stuff. So I probably need to let the Sky Moore dream go. Probably need to, but I don't want to. And I refuse to. But that is a Cowboys commandment that you must know, is that they much prefer the big school guys. And the reason for that, I mean, Will McClay's talked about it, and I would take it a little different route than he did when he talked about it, because Will McClay took it as, like, you know, if you've played in front of 90,000 and it's like the stage. Whereas to me, it's just how good you feel about evaluating a player. It is way easier to evaluate a guy at Georgia because I can be like, oh, let me see him play against other guys that are going to get drafted. And I can watch that 5 different times. When I go watch a guy who plays at a tiny school, you're going to watch him beat the crap out of dudes who aren't very good and aren't going to be playing pro football. They're beating up on me. And so then you're hoping that they go to the Shrine Game or the Senior Bowl and that you can get a little bit of a look against really good players. So yes. Now, commandment number 2, Cowboys Draft Commandments. Thou shalt use your 30 official visits wisely. The Cowboys pick a ton of dudes off of their pre-draft visitor list. You can bring in 30 guys. And the Cowboys, like here from KD, 2015, 6 of their picks were from their 30 visit list. 2017, 7 guys from their visitor list. Connor Williams was at Dallas Day. Michael Gallup had a private workout, not a 30 visit. LVE was a 30 visit. They go off of that list fairly religiously, which means, can I drop a draft that's just straight off the 30 visit list? Let me see. In the first round, the Dallas Cowboys select Zion Johnson, offensive guard, Boston College. I can't make one off of just the 30 visit list because I think they're going to pick a wide receiver and a guard. And the only receivers I've seen are all first round guys, but you can get close. You can know that the Cowboys are probably going to pick a tight end in the 3rd or 4th round because Jelani Woods from Virginia, Jeremy Ruckert from Ohio State, Cade Otton from Washington, Jalen Weidermeyer from A&M. Those guys are all on the 30 visit list. So know that the Cowboys in the mid rounds, they're planning to pick a tight end. They're planning to do that. They are planning to pick a linebacker somewhere. They are planning to pick an offensive tackle. But I can't make a perfect draft off the list because I can't pick one of their guards and one of their wide receivers unless we're going to do a trade down, trade up scenario. Cowboys commandment number 3. Thou shalt use your first pick on a best at his position in the entire draft prospect. Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Mo Claiborne, CeeDee Lamb, Zeke, even when the Cowboys have a pick that's not top 5, top 10, Zach Martin, I believe, was 16. Travis Frederick, they traded down and then picked the best center as opposed to chasing after the 7th best edge rusher. They'll do that, which is why at 24, you need to be prepared that there's a chance they're going to take a offensive guard, especially if none have come off the board and they can have their pick of anybody they want from the draft. Oh, yeah. Cowboys are about that life. Bear Green has a good question. Can a Georgia player look good because all players around them are so good? Must be harder to be a badass without help. That factors in. Will you be going to Vegas for the draft? Hell no, Jacob. I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. Well, I'm a homebody. I prefer not to leave unless I have to. Yes, it can be easier to look good if you have, like, take linebackers, right? Georgia's got at least 3 good linebacker prospects, and they also had an incredible defensive line in front of them. Does it help that you get to run freely to the ball more often than somebody at another school? Yeah, but you're still just checking boxes on how is he at all these different things. And if it adds up to, holy cow, he kicks ass, then holy cow, he kicks ass. Next Cowboys commandment, thou shalt take huge risks in round 2, which I got a name for you if you think it's going to happen again. But this is one that held true back in the day and not so much lately, although you could count Kelvin Joseph as a risk pick last year, but Jalen Smith injury, Randy Gregory, Gavin Escobar, Bruce Carter, Sean Lee, they don't have a problem historically taking guys who are coming off an injury or injured. So for the Cowboys, 2nd round, if you're talking about a guy coming off of an injury that if the league lets him be available at that spot, Georgia's George Pickens at wide receiver, David Ojabo, the pass rusher at Michigan. If they're going to go the risky route, I actually don't think they will this year. That's just my gut, is it would be hard to do that this year because at the moment, unless they change something, I think they're just so locked into needing a dude that can play left guard and start in the NFL right now and a dude that can play wide receiver and start in the NFL right now. They need those things. So it would be harder to do the Blue Star special. Brandon, I love how the Cowboys have chosen to build their team. It's fun for the draft to matter. Don't blow it up like the Rams. I actually agree with you. Like, if you go look at the players that the Cowboys have lost this offseason and who they've added, everybody giggles about how they haven't added a big name. But they've lost, I wish I had it in front of me, something like 8 guys. They've added something like 3 or 4 guys. And so in theory, you have 5 roster spots for new people. 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick. They got a 4 and 3 5s. Are you planning on finding 4 or 5 guys that are going to make the football team as a rookie? Then you're okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Let me see here. Thou shalt prioritize certain positions over others. For the Cowboys, that is D-line, linebackers, corners, offensive line, wide receiver. When you start to factor in need, you could kind of bank on that this year you're going to see offensive line prioritized. You're going to see wide receiver prioritized. They may pick a linebacker somewhere, probably will. And certainly there will be at least one defensive line pick in there. That's what they do. Thou shalt follow the money. They prepare to get rid of guys in the NFL draft. So for this year, for instance, Tony Pollard's going into the last year of his contract. Ezekiel Elliott, they may want out of his contract as soon as they can get out of it. Dalton Schultz is on the franchise tag, so they are going to be preparing at tight end. So get ready for a tight end. Don't be surprised by a mid to late round running back. Those are the things they do. Thou shalt not trade away your 1st rounder, except for when you need Amari Cooper to come save the season. Thou shalt pay close attention to the front office interviews and pre-draft presser. They are not good at lying. Now, they'll lie to other teams, and this is lying season. But for the Cowboys, they are fairly honest. And there's been a lot of drafts where they basically announced what they were going to do. And now when you do that, you're doing it wrong. For instance, the Taco Charlton year, they went Taco, Cheeto, Jordan Lewis. And I remember going into the draft that we knew they were going to take both of those positions. But after they had picked Taco, Steven basically sat there and was like, yeah, we'll just have to get our corner tomorrow. It's like they're going to tell you what they're going to do. They could do for a little more close to the vest, but it does go back to what I've said about the NFL. They all employ people to know what your team needs. You can do the lying thing and try to be all sneaky. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because the entire league knows what the entire league needs. So when somebody jumps in front of you to pick a player, it's because they knew you needed one, not because you said it in a press conference. Thou shalt follow one of two trends when drafting offense versus defense. So in other words, they go into the draft and they're like, oh man, we need this. And last year, their first round, second round, all the third rounds, Jabril Cox in the fourth. Their first five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe first 6 picks before Josh Ball were defense. Get ready for it to go the other way. This year, I would not be surprised if their first 3 picks were 2 offensive linemen and a wide receiver, or an offensive lineman, a wide receiver, and a tight end. They're going to go back to, all right, let's superpower this thing, supercharge this thing for the guys around Dak. Let's get it all going. And that's it. That's the end of the list. That's what you got. Now, there's another thing that I need to do. Yes. There's one other thing I need to do because it was announcement day. Keep your eyes peeled, by the way, too. Might have something cooking with Jesse Holly. Might have something cooking with Jane Slater. We're out here now, baby. We got partners, sponsors. We're living real life right now. What have I missed? Well, Vance, you're going to have to rewind to figure out what you've missed. Will Jelani Woods be there at 88 or Otten? If I were picking for every team, Cade Otten would be available at 88. Jelani Woods, maybe not. Jelani Woods has some drops, some body catching. But, I mean, his combination of size, athleticism, and after the catch ability is pretty freaking good. How bad of an idea would it be to go all offense and the next all defense, rinse and repeat? They kind of do. I mean, it's more like 75% of the picks, but the only picks that really matter are through the first 4 rounds, and they kind of do that. Swing on back and forth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful day. I will be on 97.1 The Eagle with the great Ben Rogers and the great KT Fun Tweets today from 2 to 5 while people are missing. I'm the super sub. I'm going to try to remember how to do radio for a couple of weeks before I disappear back into only hanging out on the internet. So thanks for kicking it with me, everybody. I love you. This show is presented by Bet Online. And remember, you have no idea what anybody is going through. So be cool to everyone. I love you.